Hello from New York City, Book Expo America 2012, and I'm your host of Bestselling Celebrity Author TV, Kristen White. I'm here with author Regina Brooks, and she's here to teach us how we can write our own memoir. Hi, Regina.
Hi, how are you? Nice.
So when did you decide to teach other people how to write a memoir?
Well, I am a literary agent. So one of the challenges that I get, I do a lot of training, I teach at conferences around the country, actually around the world, and one of the biggest challenges is that people are trying to write memoirs because they feel like they have a really good story to tell, but being able to really write, sell, and market a memoir, you need to have more than just a story. So this book is ideally supposed to give you the information in terms of what you're going to need to be able to sell successfully a memoir.
Where do you believe, Regina, because you have a lot of experience and expertise, that would-be authors get stuck? Where's that point that most of them get stuck?
Well, oftentimes a lot of emotional and kind of psychological things come up when you start really going back and explaining a story. And one of the reasons why Brenda Lane Richardson was brought into the project is because she's a social worker. And in the book, she helps you kind of deal with some of those emotional things that come up and get you stuck. But I think there are a lot of other things that get people stuck, but they don't know that they're stuck because until they start submitting their work to publishers, and then they get rejections. So the ideal thing behind this book is to help you not get rejected. I talk about 3 key factors. There are 3 things that you need to be able to successfully sell a memoir. You need an incredible hook, so something that's going to grab people in and something that they can identify with. You also need a platform, which means you have some kind of celebrity or some kind of note. You have an audience of people who are willing and interested in hearing your story. And finally, and most importantly, you need to have a story that's well written. So with those 3 factors, the platform, the hook, and the incredible writing, you're bound for success.
That's really no small feat, though.
You're absolutely right. Oftentimes people will come with 2 out of the 3, and if you have 2 out of the 3 of those things, then an agent and or an editor might work with you to help you get to the 3rd. But if you only have 1, it's incredibly difficult. I'll give you an example. So for example, if you are an incredible writer and you don't have a platform, but you have a really good hook, an agent might say, okay, these are some of the things that you can do to build up your profile. You might want to go do seminars. You might want to join a few associations. You might want to build up your social media by getting friends on Facebook and Twitter. Like, for example, a lot of the editors now, they want you to have a little over 5,000 followers on Facebook to show that you have a presence in the audience. So those are some of the things.
You know, it's interesting too, because I also work with a lot of authors, and people get so caught up in their own story that they have a hard time transcending how it's a bridge for other people to be inspired too. Absolutely. Do you find that?
Absolutely. And also, like, for example, I often get another reason why I wrote this book is because, say for example, I'm in a conference and there are 10 people who come to talk to me about their projects. There might be 7 of those people who have had some type of transformational experience due to an illness, say breast cancer, right? And if I've heard 5 of those stories, how do I distinguish? At this one conference, I've heard 5, and then I might, at another conference, have heard another 5 stories. How do I distinguish? What makes your story so unique and that experience so unique that I would be willing to be magnetized to the concept and to your story if I've been told kind of the same story 10 times?
So what I hear you saying is that even though it's a memoir, it needs to be personal and impersonal at the same time.
Absolutely. It needs to be personal, it needs to be, and at the same time impersonal, but it has to be something that's going to grab people. And oftentimes, it's not just a matter of telling the story, it's a matter of finding the hook, finding that thing that's so unique to your experience, but at the same time is going to draw people in.
This sounds like such a valuable tool, like really a manual.
It is a manual. It is a manual. And I'm hoping that once people read the book, I'll start to get better submissions. My agency is Serendipity Literary Agency. I've been in business for 12 years.
Are you inviting submissions here?
Good. Good question. What I am inviting people to do is to pick up the book. You can pre-order it online at all the major retailers.
I was going to say that would be dangerous.
At all the major retailers. And one thing is, if you do purchase the book, I will be much more excited about seeing your proposals and your.
Thank you for being here with us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.